Bro, look at them. Look at them. Bro, it's like a middle school dance. No eye contact, no nothing. How's it going, Fish fam? Welcome back to a brand new video. If this is your first time checking out the channel, what's up? My name is Gabe. You can also find me at SpartnFish pretty much everywhere on the internet. It's been a couple days since I watched the last episode of Frieren. I needed an emotional break. You know what I'm saying? Like, the previous episode of Frieren had me way too in my feelings. Like, I don't know what it was about that episode in particular. The like subject matter wasn't that much more Frieren, I'm not gonna lie. I think that might have been the first time. And it was such a low-key episode too. I feel like a lot of times when, you know, I'm getting that emotional over anime, it's from really powerful, like a character death or something like that, or, you know, the finale of season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul really got to me, just because, you know, I, for the most part, raised by a single mom, so it just caught me really off guard, like how emotional that episode was for me. I'm kind of curious to, once that episode comes out, go and look at the comments and see, like, if other people had the same kind of reaction that I did to that episode, or, you know, what the case might be, if it's a pretty, like, emotionally impactful episode for other people as well. If you haven't already seen that, by the way, after you're done checking out this episode, go and watch that, because it was, like, back to an emotional, like, medium, you know what I mean? Because I watched Frieren earlier that day, and then I read some Blue Lock, which was just completely goofy, emotional in the opposite direction, so I was just, it really evened me out between Frieren and then Blue Lock, and I was just like, boop, okay. I just got a new tattoo, so finished out my, like, lower leg. Why didn't anybody warn me that the shin was gonna stay this sensitive for this long, man? I've been feeling a little bit out of shape the past couple weeks now that I've had to force myself to take time off from the gym. I've been feeling pretty out of shape. I honestly don't know where I want to be at. I need to kind of figure that out for myself in terms of whether I want to get bigger right now or cut down. I've been talking about wanting to cut down for a minute, but I don't know. My arms are still tiny, bro. My chest is still tiny. So it might be worth it to just get a little bit bigger. But then again, your boy's pretty fucking old. I got a high school reunion coming up in, what is it, like, September? October-ish? So, I don't know. I don't want to overdo it on the bulk, you know? Get way too big, and then I show up, like, looking like a balloon at the goddamn reunion. If you want to yap a little bit more in depth about fitness, though, place to do it, Discord. Link always down in the description below. You can join, come in there, yap, manga, anime, fitness, whatever the fuck you want to talk about. There's probably a spot in there for it. And if there's not, let me know. Let me know. Ping me, ping a mod, be like, hey, where can I talk about gooning? And then we'll direct you, hey, this is the gooning channel. Do it in there, you know? Alright, Frieren time. Damn, they've been playing some bops lately. I love this song. This is my favorite recorder song. Fern just slumped. Oh wait, I have no subtitles. Hold on. Stop talking. Stop talking. Don't say anything else. Pause. Yeah, not a long time, you know. Only 4 years. Only a quarter of Fern's life.
2 + 2 is 4. -1, that's 3. Quick maths.
Yeah, I'm glad we brought this back. Yeah. Oh, the music just shuts off. What are we missing? My dog. He might be onto something. He might be onto something. We need a sexy older lady. Yeah, Frieren doesn't count as an older lady. We need someone with a big ass. Like my boy Yuji Itadori always says, we need someone with a fat ass. Demon type shit, right? Demon type shit? Demon type shit, right? Has to be. Yeah, let's head to the next village. She said, hey, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. We're gonna help him. We're gonna help him. Well, they haven't been like that for that long because the fruit doesn't look old. Or maybe I'm like reading into it too much, you know? Yeah. Oh, yeah, so Scene's gonna be able to do something, huh? You said, I got this. Oh, never mind. That looks kind of old. Because she's a goddess, bro. She's a goddess. Oh, okay. We gotta find the demon. Oh, it's a monster. Never mind. We gotta find the monster. Yeah, but what if you guys get cursed? Like that. That's long enough. Nah, that's long enough for Stark. That's long enough. Once you guys find the monster, just wake him up for 5 seconds. He's got that. He can take him out in 5 seconds. That's easy enough. That's light work for Stark. Oh, no. Alright, so it's just Frieren and Sign? Just Frieren and Sign, huh? That's fine. That's enough. That's enough time. That's enough time. 5 seconds is more than enough time for Frieren to kill it. You ain't seen Frieren go to work yet, have you? He hasn't seen Frieren, like, actually do battle. Because if he had, he would know, you know, that's more than enough time. I like how we're going from, like, a super emotional, slow-paced episode to we're like, alright, we're hunting this curse monster. I like that. It's cool. I feel like Frieren's a good show because it's like, it's inconsistent in terms of what we get to experience episode from episode. You know, it's like life. It's a box of chocolates. Oh. Damn, okay. Maybe he's like that. Damn! Are you gonna wake up Frieren or what? Bro, when are you gonna wake up Frieren? But that's the thing. Her spell is not gonna get deflected. You're worrying about the wrong thing. Oh, okay. Facts. Still is. Hasn't changed in that respect. Terrible at mutual understanding. You gotta believe her when she says, hey, I got this. Yeah. Just wake her up. Boom. That's all I needed. You thought we would need more than 5 seconds? Are you out of your mind? Do you not know who I am? I'm Frieren the damn Slayer, okay? Sosuno Frieren type shit. Yeah, all we did was blow up a flower. It's not a big deal. Ooh, she kinda... Ooh, sign? I don't know. I don't know. She kinda bad. How did she instantly... I mean, 1,500 years old. Never mind. Why am I... Yeah! Do not hit him with the good boy. Good boy. Come on. She is still 1,500 years old, you know? So it is still like your grandma saying she's proud of you, you know? But if your grandma was a fucking problem... Oh, okay. Hey, yo! Yeah, Stark about to be a gigolo? They say, hey, you looking kind of strong, boy. Yeah! Bro, you better shut up before she blows up this whole house. She said, alright, we can pimp out Stark. What's the deal? From how long ago? Ooh. Okay, he looks kind of like a fucking dork. So you want him to pretend he's Wirt? Throw in a grimoire? Yeah. She's still trying to get a better deal, even though they're about to be broke. Okay, so this is the Stark etiquette training arc. We're gonna have him learn to become a sophisticated young man. Meanwhile, they're all just snacking and hanging out. I wonder how much Stark is gonna change by the end of this, like, etiquette training arc. Ah, you like him holding your hand. Yeah, man. You gotta find some way to grieve. This ain't healthy. Just trying to replace him immediately. That's this does not seem the most healthy way of dealing with grief. Mutt? You named your son Mutt? I imagine it's going to be very familiar to what he already knows, right? Bro, he's also like 6. Okay, W Dad! W Dad! It's a soiree. Obviously, you must also learn etiquette. You... Damn. So Fern has to be his date? Okay. So we're literally shoehorning the relationship in now. Like, it was already something that was kind of happening in the background, right? They were, like, developing feelings for each other. But now we're literally like, no. Now you're each other's date. We are forcing this. Now you guys have to be on a date with each other. I was wondering if they were going to do his hair like that. He's like, we've been studying. Bro, look at them. Look at them. Bro, it's like a middle school dance. No eye contact, no nothing. Just like, all right. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Yeah. Both of them keep smiling and then immediately changing it. Just a happy little moment. Damn, this is so nice, dude. This is so nice. It's giving me like very Swan Lake vibes. You know what I mean? Not Swan Lake, Nutcracker. Sorry. It's giving me very Nutcracker vibes. Are you okay? Listen, I know you just pay me to do this job, but are you okay? That's how it goes, man. Whenever you lose someone, there's always gonna be, like, some degree of regret. You know? Always gonna be regret. He's just dying inside, waiting for her to pick a fucking book. Moot. Damn. Look at him making eyes at Fern. Stop, hold on, stop it now. Don't go spoiling the next episode for me, shit. Like, obviously, every episode of Frieren, we're still really dealing with the same themes of, like, loss and regret and, you know, not saying what you need to say in the moment to the people that you care about. Like, that's a recurring theme that comes up episode after episode within Frieren, but I like the fact that we do get episodes where, you know, sort of the whole purpose is, like, to add levity to it and remember that, you know, it's not just always sad, depressing shit going on. You know, there's other moments to life too. And I feel like, I don't know, I think Frieren is an anime where the more life experience you've had and the more you've experienced loss or, you know, feelings of regret towards things going unsaid and things like that, I think it's an anime that you appreciate more and more, just depending on your life experiences. And I think that's especially really obvious when you look at, you know, this is gonna be, I know this is a fresh wound for a lot of people, but when you look at, like, the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, right? The biggest demographic of people watching anime are people like 15 to 22, right? Somewhere around there. So it makes sense that a show like Solo Leveling would win out when the majority of those people, generally speaking, haven't had to go through, you know, certain life situations yet. I feel like, I'm not trying to be the guy who's like, yeah, they fucking kids today, but, you know, to a certain degree, if Frieren is a show that the more you've experienced, the more you're going to be able to relate to it. And it's not a very surface level show, you know? Like, yeah, there are fights that are going on and it's like, you know, trusting your friends and, you know, let's go fight this big evil thing, but, like, you gotta dig a couple inches below the surface to be like, okay, you know, that's just sort of a storytelling device for you know, learning to deal and learning how to cope with, you know, different things that might be going on. But still, we get introduced to like these side characters, and you know, in sort of like a, you know, 15-20 minute span, we come to understand how all of them are dealing with their own, you know, losses in life, dealing with their own regrets of things that have gone unsaid, and how it sort of ties back into our main cast of characters. And you know, like I said, we get these episodes or these moments of levity, but then we also have sort of interspiced within that is just like the constant overhanging theme of just, hey, you know, we all lose people, we all have regrets of things that go unsaid, and it's you know, just a part of going through life. Yeah, Frieren is definitely a much more meaningful show than I initially thought it was going to be when I first started watching it. Yeah. I'm definitely curious to hear from you guys, like, what your own takeaway has been so far in terms of not just, you know, watching Frieren, but, you know, like, I don't want it to be like too personal, you know, but I feel like for me, you know, I've had certain life experiences that make me appreciate Frieren a lot. So I'm just curious for those of you who, you know, have watched Frieren in the past or are, you know, rewatching it with me now, like, what are the themes that, you know, sort of drew you to it and kept you invested? And like, did it have the same sort of emotional impact on you that it's having on me, or is it just, you know, a show that you guys watched? I'm genuinely really curious, like, what kept you watching Frieren? Because for me, it's definitely become a show that, like, yeah, I know I'm like goofing around and laughing and poking fun at Stark a little bit throughout this episode, but it also has become like a show where I watch it to sort of self-reflect a little bit, and I'm curious to find out if it's, you know, the same way for you guys. But let me know down in the comments, or you can hop in Discord. We could talk about it a little bit more at length. Otherwise, outside of Frieren, we got One Piece. I think by the time this is coming out, we're still also watching Vigilantes. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought, and I'll see you on the next one.